Love Them Knives channel. LTK here with you today. And I've wanted to get this knife for a while now. And now I got it. And here it is. Liong Mah design, made by Reate Knives, and it's called the GSD. Yeah, it is. Like, get shit done. Or get stuff done if we're G-rated here. In any case, S35VN blade. Not a real big knife. Not a real heavy knife. Titanium frame lock flipper or bolster lock flipper. Because you got the carbon fiber on this side, the carbon fiber on this side. And so you don't have this big cutout going through there where it kind of breaks up the mojo on the non-presentation side. So that's nice. And the carbon fiber looks really nice. Are we seeing voids in here? I think we're just seeing, no, just different angles of the, I tried to look it over to see if I could find any voids and I didn't see any. So it looks pretty good. Fit and finish is really nice on this knife. And this thing is, I'll tell you what, the action on this knife is incredible. And you know, well, Reate makes some good stuff. I mean, there's no question about that, I understand. But this one particularly just really, wow. And I posted a little quick video of this on my Instagram, which I'm kind of doing going forward. As knives that I get in, I'll do a quick little Instagram video post, and then maybe some days later we'll actually get around to the YouTube review. But I posted it, and a couple of people who have these said, whew, man, the action's just great. Reate's just doing a bang-up job on these. Now you got kind of this bi-directional grind here. You see the grind going up and down here. On this top part swedge, up and down there. But on the middle flats, it's going that way. Okay, so, yeah. I don't know if I like the grind being quite that kind of grainy looking to me. You can feel it with your fingernail as well when you go across there. It's, you know, it's, well, just take just a regular CRKT. But, I mean, look at the, I mean, this is a very smooth grind. This is, you know, a rougher type of grind. Now, I don't know. I mean, I understand or assume that this is intentional. There is some reasoning behind that grind, and I'm not sure what it is. This knife to me is kind of more of a gentleman's knife. And so I would think smoother would be better, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. Anybody else that I've seen that has talked about this knife is not really seemed like they've been any bit concerned about this grind pattern here. So, oh well. I mean, you know, look at my Torrent. Same kind of pattern there. A little smoother. Can still feel it a little bit with your nail, but a little bit smoother. I don't know. I've always thought, you know, and this is M390, which this is not, which is, that's kind of an interesting idea. I mean, this is $375. These are retailing for $425, so that's $50 more. But you get S35VN. This one's $50 less, and you get M390. So I mean, I'm not really trying to tear into this knife because I think this knife is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But it is, a puzzlement that M390 or CTS 204P or something wouldn't be used on this knife. I mean, it's such a nice one. And, it's not cheap. 4.25. Although I've seen them, I saw one, I was looking at, the sale was already over on eBay, but I think I saw one go for like $360 or something. So, it's not like 4.25, but that seems like the standard advertised price across the spectrum of the retailers online. So, in any case, the lockup is 30%. And, I guess like I was saying, when you have a bolster lock like this, it is nice because you can do this, unbroken look, really seamless that way. And of course, you see how it separates away from the lock bar because the lock bar's got to go across here. This carbon fiber, not going to bend. Okay. But on the other hand, you look at this knife, and if you look in here, and I'm trying not to get this thing too bright, but I mean, you look through there, you can see the over travel stop. So they do have a built-in over travel stop, and of course, the insert, hardened steel insert that interfaces. So this carbon fiber scale doesn't necessarily need to act as an over travel stop because you got one built in anyhow. Okay, you got gimping on your flipper tab, and it rolls over and all the way back here. Now, here's the deal about flipping this knife open. You see how I'm doing that? That's more of a light switch. And the reason that is probably the preferred way of opening this knife is because if you look at the angle here that's cut, you got the flipper tab is almost level with the top of the knife, which I like. I think that's nice. It's real stealth, so it doesn't just, stick way up in the air like the Torrent kind of does, right? That's not too obtuse, but it's up there in the air. When you look at that. How stealth is that, huh? So even though I love the Torrent, yeah, that's more stealth. But here's the thing. If you push button this, the way this blade's going to swing up, it's going to want this space here. And if your finger's in that space, you're already pushing this blade away by virtue of pushing this down, okay? You need to get your finger out of the way so this blade can rotate above this grade, right? So really, push button is not going to work. Light switch will. Pull back, flips great. Push button, no, because you're stopping the blade from opening actually. So in any case, yes, but the flipping action is great. This thing is glassy smooth. No blade play, no lock rock. It's just really, really good. Perfectly centered. Yes. And if you noticed, did you notice the stop pin stuff? Here they come. And around, and there they are. So it's kind of like thumb studs, but they're stealth. They're hidden inside. So you're not seeing them here. You see them rotate back, go into position there. Yeah. Orange peel, did we talk about that? I'm going around and around. There's a lot of stuff on this knife to talk about. And then they go like wire wheel finish, orange peel finish, eggshell finish. Well, okay, whatever you want to call it. I'll call it orange peel. Notice the fact that, I like this pocket clip. It's slender. It's effective. It's milled. It's a good looking pocket clip for this knife, I think. It doesn't take over the design. It's not too obtuse, but it's big enough to be meaningful and to work well. Blade goes all the way to the end. You're using all that, but no interference there. Gimping on the back of the spacer. Well, not spacer. Back spacer. Well, in any case, it has an opening here for paracord, which you can get 550 paracord through there. Yeah, and it's, enclosed because it's integrated through this back spacer here. Now, you can change the pocket clip from right hand tip up to left hand tip up. And he has put a little blocker plate in here to close that hole. So it's not just an open hole. Although, so you can see where that's milled out through the carbon fiber because that's where that base piece will inset into. A note here, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not a tool and die maker, and I'm not intimate with the construct of this knife. But to me, could this have been like a flat, screw that was flush with the scale instead of hanging up here? Because you already got the screw for this, so if this screw has to be taller and a capped type screw, now I guess you get two of them, but maybe only one was needed and the other one could be flush. Just seems to me, Another thing about this knife is you've got this pivot ring, which is nice. It's not overly stylistic, but it just kind of blends with everything. So it doesn't get in the way. It doesn't announce itself. On the other hand, you've got this size piece of hardware. Small. Oops. Kind of medium. Capped. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. None of them actually match. Except with their counterpart on the other side, that you got 4 different size pieces of screws. I don't know. Just to me, I mean, maybe we could have kept the size congruent with the different things here at least and make the pivot different. I don't know. It just kind of occurred to me, and I think I saw a comment from somebody stating that, and I thought that was pretty astute observation, actually, saying, you got all these different sizes. Well, at least you won't get confused if you take the knife apart, will you? I mean, you'll kind of know where everything came from. You got a comfortable place to land with your flip, with your finger. And can you open this knife with, this little slit here? I mean, it's not real easy for me to access, but you can flick it open that way. And here's the deal. I mean, so Liong did this cutout here, and the cutout it's not ragged sharp, but it's very angular. And the reason it is I guess they're trying to, be able so you can make good contact, so it'll kind of grab your thumb. And then I saw a guy who could do this middle, which I probably can't see it. But you can actually flick it open. Okay, that way. That's your one shot you're going to get from me. That's it. That's it. Oh my God. Okay. Ceramic bearings on the pivot. Ceramic detent ball. Okay. So obviously this is titanium. And these are carbon fiber scales. Let's get all that down. We got the bidirectional grinds. Gimping. Whew. Baby. To me, this is a gentleman's knife. So in my way, a finer satin, smooth finish here. And then this jimping, maybe not so aggressive. This jimping is aggressive. Believe me, if you haven't handled this knife, this is like a cheese grater. I mean, I can probably grate off part of the callus of my thumb with this. This is really, really aggressive. Be surprised if I don't see skin cells like tumbling down, grating off my thumb. That's really aggressive. Now, I mean, that's good if you're really putting it to it, you know? Not coming back so much, but going forward because of the reverse slant of that. But I mean, that is, whew. I wonder if you could saw into something with that back. You know, you've seen those blades with the saw teeth on the back. Not quite that aggressive, but whew, it'll let you know it's there. And I'm sure that was intentional and part of the thought process of the design. So I'm not here to rethink the knife. Just pointing out a few little things that, I noticed. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just saying it's a thing. I know one thing that's a thing. The action on this is addictive. It is really addictive. This is addictive. This came out of the package like this. And, you get the zipper pouch and you get his sticker, an actual, patch that you can put on that's Velcroed here. So we won't spend too much time on that. And a nice bag and microfiber cloth. So, I mean, you get all that. And this thing came actually sealed in a heavy plastic wrapper. Sealed. You had to cut it open to get the knife out. And then there's a kind of a Ziploc bag that this whole thing fits into. Okay, so it comes, there's no box, but it comes in kind of a Ziploc bag. Inside, this is sealed in this pouch here. Okay, and then you get the sticker, the patch, the microfiber cloth, and bag. So that's a lot of gear. Hopefully it fits back in here. Get in there. It looks nice with my red background, doesn't it? Ooh, that jumps right out at you, doesn't it? Okay. 3.375 inch blade. 3 3/8. Now, a lot of people have called it 3.5, and here's why I'm getting differences with this is because when you lay a ruler down, oh, this is centimeters. Let's go to inches, just for fun. See, you see 3.5 here, but you're measuring down here at the furthest, almost the furthest distance from where the frame meets the blade. So when I'm measuring, I'm going up here. And so, you're talking about 3 1/4, 3 3/8, as opposed to 3.5. So, I mean, that's the difference. Some people have called this 3.5 and said the frame is 4.5, so that'd be 8 inches. This is not 8 inches. This is 7 3/4 inches overall. So I'm just saying, when I do my measurements, I'm not doing this, which if I wanted to do this, then you've got 3.5 here. So just for your information. So what do you got? 85 millimeters on the blade length, but you can say 90 millimeters if you're measuring down here. And then out here all the way, close to 20 centimeters, 7 and between 3/4 and 7/8. But it's not 8 inches. Just saying. Now, let's see what our blade stock is. It's not bad. It's let's see if we can get it on the fattest part of the blade. 0.15 something. We don't go out that far. 4 millimeter blade stock, according to mine measurements. And 14 millimeters across, so 0.55. So it's, you know, one thing I like about this GSD is that it 0.55, it's thick enough across here. It's good in the hands. It is good in the hands. Now, it's not huge in the hands. You can see where I'm struggling for just that last piece. Oh, also another issue here is if you're, you know, you own this knife, you want to sharpen this knife in the future. Well, the good thing is you've come out here a ways before you get to the sharpened edge. So you can get your stones all the way up and down this edge, is what I'm thinking, because I'm just eyeballing it. I think you can do that. So that's a good thing. Reverse grip. Really feels good on reverse grip, actually. But you can't really, I mean, with this gimping clear up here, it's not like you can go forward on this. It's tentative. I mean, yeah, you can kind of slide up there a little bit, but I guess you can go like this. So, I mean, yeah, you can do that. Now, we got the overall, we got the blade length. How much does it weigh? Shall we say 4.1 ounces? Let's find out. Wrong. 4.2. So there you go. Screwed that one up, huh? And 118 grams. So 4.2, pretty darn light, especially since it's titanium frame, 4 millimeter thick blade stock, and pretty fat, with a big backspacer in here too. And the backspacer actually comes out from, you know, from being flush to actually being there and having a little bit of texture there. This knife is so addictive with the, I mean, just the, it's just set up so nice. Wow. Detent, it can be gravity flipped. Now, somewhere between a 6.5 and a 7, because this, once this goes, it's not, I mean, it's kind of hard to fail it. I can fail any knife. Obviously, you can fail any knife. I'm going to try and fail it. Oop, that's hard. Wow, that is tough to fail. There you go. I failed it. But I mean, you can fail any knife if you want, but this is just, if you just even, you know? Yeah. Just as long as you don't push button it, because you're going to stop the blade from rotating. But in any case, yeah. I mean, the action is just so, you know, there's no feeling of metal on metal, you know, kind of that little gritty or grindy or any of that kind of stuff. No sound of the bearings. Yeah. Wow, it's just, ooh, that is so smooth. It really is. So, you can flick it, you can flick it, you can flip it. It's fairly light. It's not too long. I mean, check this out. Wow, 24 minutes. Damn. You know, so there it is compared to the Manix. The Manix is 8 1/4 overall with a 3.5 inch blade. So it looks, the blade length just looks about the exact same, actually. But, I mean, look at the difference in the scales, you know. So, yes, this is a 1/2 inch longer, or really close. 3/8 of an inch longer than this one. Because this is kind of between 7 3/4 and 7 7/8, somewhere in there. So it's not far off. Just thought maybe you'd like to see that size comparison. Put the Mannix away. So what do you think? Liong Mah. I mean, this Reate knife is really done well. I mean, would I like a smoother grind here? Yeah, not so, you know, I mean, it's probably a look they wanted to get to, maybe a more like kind of raw industrial look. But to me, this is a gentleman's knife, so maybe a little bit more refined. This gimping probably didn't need to go out quite as far and could be a little bit more rounded. That kind of thing would be the only two things I could really bring up, other than the continuity of the hardware and maybe making this flush. Although I don't know if you could get a flathead, stainless screw that would fit in there and go flush with that. But that just seems, like it's just sticking up in the middle of that smooth carbon fiber backfield. So, in any case, and, they do make another model, which is the tuxedo version. So this is all black DLC. This is white micarta. And you can see that online too. But I don't have a picture of it right here, right now. Interesting though. Yeah, the tuxedo version. Black DLC is just covering a titanium frame is just not my thing. So that's why I got the Bling. So you got the Liong Mah tuxedo, the Liong Mah Bling. This is the Bling. So carbon fiber, titanium. Is that boring? Has it been done 100 million times? Yeah, I guess so. But I just find it a lot more sophisticated, more, maybe a bit more, kind of showy and sensible. Especially DLC coating, would not want to see that frame get scratched and then, it becomes so obvious with the black coating. And white micarta, I don't know. Over years, will that kind of yellow or, I don't know. But to me, I like the Bling. That's why I got the Bling. Bling. Cool. The action's just, I keep coming back to that, right? The action's just beautiful. Love this knife. Yes, I do. Few things maybe smooth that out. Just kind of make it more polished look. Possibly. This, that's really not that big a niggle. This would be kind of nice to get flush. Just saying. If there was a different screw. And you could probably find one somewhere to go flush on that. I mean, I'm a right-hand tip-up guy altogether. So there was another person making a comment saying, they didn't even need to do this for me. But you know what? If you're a lefty, yes, they need to do that. So, yeah, I get the fact that he wants to make this, both ways, left and right hand tip up carry. So what are you going to do? Well, at least he plugged the hole. There's a lot of people don't like open holes where a pocket clip should go. Just saying. Beautiful knife. Incredibly smooth. Incredibly smooth. Nice and light. Super easy carry. Beautiful pocket clip. There's just so many things to like on this knife. And I do. I do. And of course, I love them knives. Yes, we do. Stay tuned. There's more coming, my friends. Stay sharp.